Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to do our NRL Fantasy review for round 3 of the 2024 season. And so I think it's fair to say that the sort of experiment to run a player down backfired spectacularly for us. We struggled to get to 689, which saw our overall rank drop down to just outside the top 25,000. So that's about 17,000 spots. And you can see the round rank there of about 66,000 is probably a fair indication. But I guess some other things didn't necessarily go our way. But I guess, it would have helped if we had 17. So if you have a look on field, we had Joey Lussick. I only played him over Grant because he played earlier in the week. But 28, that's probably about the base we were expecting from him. Hoped for maybe a few attacking stats against Manly, but didn't quite pan out. Cam Murray, so I guess in a well-beaten team, 58 is a solid effort. And, we'll absolutely cop that from Cam Murray. Tupanua with a 33, so I didn't play the 80 minutes, and definitely one I think we can get rid of. We gave him another chance, but it looks like Nat Butcher's going to be the 80-minute edge, and then Tupanua, Wong, Crichton will just, have the scraps on the other edge. Ruben Cotter with a 40 was solid, but did go off with a bit of an ankle injury, so maybe a forced trade. But I think given some of the carnage in the middle with Haas missing time and now Big Tino out for the season, it might be one that we can try and hang on to, then we absolutely will. Brennan Piakura with a 30, so it was probably unlucky to get shunted out into the centres after Reece Walsh's injury. So that was just unfortunate, but we'll keep the faith in him. Fini Fuiaki getting a try and scoring 40. Didn't play the 80 minutes though, so Gajeski spelled him for a bit. But he is only young. He's made some good cash for us this week, and we'll keep him in the side for the time being. Nathan Cleary was really good on Thursday night, scoring a 75. And obviously, if we could have done the VC loophole in fantasy, we absolutely would have. But we were lucky to get 50 out of Nico Hines. Probably, his worst game, I think, I've seen him play in the Sharks jumper. Everyone has those nights. It was one of those things where everything went wrong for the Sharks and everything went right for the Tigers. I think the Sharks ended up having 3 of their middle forwards all out for different reasons, including Royce Hunt, who injured himself getting ready to get on the field, which is, super unlucky. It was just one of those nights where it was, everything went the Tigers' way. So I think, Hines will bounce back this week, so no need to panic trade on him. The centres, so I guess this is always the risk of playing the young guys in centre, is that, they're going to fall flat occasionally, and unfortunately they both fell flat at the same time. So 15 for Travojevic, 12 for Strange. It happens. We'll definitely look to start covering up there. Ryan Pappenhausen with the 51. He looked really busy in the parts of the game that I saw against the Knights. Obviously, I guess trying to make up for their lack of experience in the halves. He's going well. He's making us some good cash. On the bye this week, though, so definitely, something we need to look at covering there as well. Tane Tuapiki with a 40, so, he's continuing to do well for us, but, we do know time's running out on the pick. So, we'll have to have sort of a plan to get rid of him shortly. Bostock was on the bye, but as we said, we didn't really like any of the cheaper options in the wing fullback spot. We sort of wanted to bring in Lussick, which forced our hand a little bit. In hindsight, with only a 28, we could have missed it, but he made, how much was it again? I can't remember off the top of my head. So he made 20k. So yeah, I guess in hindsight, it wasn't the best call in the history of calls, but that's you live and you learn. But yeah, on the bench we had Harry Grant, who's solid as ever. He'd be in the starting team if he wasn't playing in the last game of the round. It was more of a case of an emergency type deal. Josh Curran, was good with 40 in about 55 minutes, I think it was. So a decent return from him, and probably what we can expect week on week. So yeah, really handy bench option. Jamin Salmon with a 37, so he's just slow burning away. We're not stressed on him. Haas with a 32, so made us a bit more cash. Although the early reporters maybe Fafita will be back this week, they may even try to force it a little bit, given they've lost Tino in the forward pack there now. So maybe one we can start to look at moving on. Lockie Galvin, unfortunately he sat on the edge of our bench, but 60 would have been awesome to have, and he looks really good as a pick and as an NRL player. Kyle Flanagan with 46. Obviously the Dragons started off hot against the Cowboys, and then obviously just fell in a massive heap. But if the Dragons are scoring tries and Flanagan, that confidence to show and go and get under the post by himself. That's part of the reason why we picked him. Is we know he's capable of that, and now he's in the system that his dad coaches. I think he's just going to keep making us some more money, and definitely sort of a handy fourth half to have at this point in time. Joe Chan was a late out, so might have burnt us as fantasy owners, given that Sean Bloor played close to 80 minutes. Not that he set the world on fire, but he may have done enough to sort of cement his spot after the bye, which then obviously leaves Joe Chan as a bit of a dud rookie on our bench. And Sam Hughes with the 17, he's just going to keep chipping away. He'll probably get to the 100, 150k cash, but it will take a while. And so I guess, he's just one we just hold on to for the time being. So I guess actually before we look at our moves, should have a look at the league. I always sort of forget about the league because it's hidden in the menu, but was defeated by close to 100 points by Team Gibbon one. So if we have a look at the Gibbons, I was feeling pretty confident going into this matchup, but Brandon Smith outpointed Lussick by a few. Cam Murray, we both had Cotter. Cam McInnes, outscoring Tupanua. Same second row, or same edge. Captain Cleary was a nice difference too, so, extra 25 points there. But even Fogarty outscored Hines. And then, having an extra 52 points from Ponga on the wing fullback spot was good too. Had Galvin and May in the bench sort of spots. So it was nice. Unfortunately, got stuck with Duncan's 12 on the bench, but yeah, I mean, when you look at all the other points they had, no wonder they won so comfortably. So well done, Paul, on your win. If we go back, I just really want the ladder. I want the fixtures for round 3. There we go. So it looks like a high scoring game. So Para Best with 807 would be a bit filthy to lose head to head. So if we have a look at their teams, any sort of standouts, both had Cleary captain and Moses in the halves. So that was a good shout. Jacob Carraz, the difference maker, I think. I know that was for Para Best, so not the difference maker. Had Tedesco as well. I don't understand. Oh, Joe Chan out didn't help, but maybe the bench wasn't great either. So, yeah, carrying Strange and Kinney on the bench probably hurt when Seyfarth, who we dumped, went and scored 50. It's a bit flat. Having Flanagan on the bench too. So it looks like the bench sort of carried Mam Kimania over to a victory. So well done to you, Zuriel, is it? I'm not sure how to say that. Maybe let me know in the comment section. um, not very good with navigating around the fantasy space. Another massive matchup here. So Helen Keller's optometrist getting the win over what could possibly go wrong. So I feel like couple of these teams might have already featured in the videos over the first couple of rounds. But if we have a look, so Harry Grant, Salmon, Murray, May. So yeah, both had Kiraz, nice one. Rapana with the 61, that's actually a pretty good return. Ponga as well. Galvin on the bench. Yeah, so pretty solid all-round effort there from Helen Cowell's optometrist. So 850 and losing is pretty stiff. So sitting third on the ladder though. So that was, I guess, the two guys were up there overall. Yep. So 2 wins. We must have had a draw this week. Titanic 2024 getting a draw somewhere. Let's go back and have a look. Either that or I missed it earlier in the season. Oh, it must have been from earlier in the season. Well, there you go. Fantastic. So, I guess initial thoughts for this week. As I said, we need to really get some cover, wing, fullback, and in the centre. So, what I'm thinking is I'll bring Curran into the starting lineup, and then we can probably expend Tupanua. And also, I think Haas has probably done as much as we can hope that he'll do, given that Fafita's not too far away. So he's got the most sort of cash on him out of our bench options. Um, so we're going to, trade out these guys. I think the obvious one, even though he's gone off, is Jacob Carraz. So, should have a good break even this week. Covers drill position, but, just, I guess, reminded everyone why we want him in the team. He loves the work. He loves an offload, and is good at it. So, the Bulldogs playing South as well. South haven't been setting the world on fire. So, he could be a big get this week. Um, and then 530. I think we still need a bit more cover. So, probably look at wing fullbacks and players we can afford. So, if we have a look who scored well last round. So, Wishart, obviously, those that took the punt on him were rewarded with 66 points. Um, Blake Wilson, he's another one that's okay, but I don't know if I'd want to keep him for any length of time. Tommy Chester got a run in the centres, which was nice to see. 34 points and made a little bit of cash, which is handy. Jesse Arthurs is slowly making some cash. So, maybe an option, particularly covering both positions. Then someone like a Will Kennedy, he can go off and have big games, but don't know if we necessarily want to carry him. So Blake Taff only getting 21 points for the round. We can avoid him. But trying to find the player I was thinking of, and it's mostly because he hasn't played yet. But, if the rumours are true, Jaden Campbell could come back this week. So obviously, the Titans are struggling. But I think it's definitely an upgrade from Kinney at fullback. And, at 450k, he can certainly do a job for us in our back line. So if we go to the team, so I think, we'll put Keras in the centres. Particularly if we do go with Campbell. I could have had a look at the centre options and might just quickly do that here. Centres, so 4 to 600k to try and find those 500k type options. Yeah, so it is based on price, so it can scroll down. What was it? 500, about 520. We'd probably have to start at. So I could go with Stephen Crichton, but averaging 24 isn't the best. Bradman Best at that cheaper price is an interesting sort of option, potentially. Swaliti, the Roosters are going good, but I guess, that's probably more an indication of where he sits when they are going well. So probably not a lot of growth there. Rocco Berry's been pretty good. We could try to get on that train. Um, Justin Olam, maybe the other one to consider at 404k, particularly, if the Tigers are going to freewheel as much as they did. Um, we could definitely look at bringing him in, or we could even go. Should still be fairly cheap. Um, say that I can't see him anywhere. Oh, so he's still bottom dollar Fatape. So you know, averaging 15, but probably just need some attacking stats and then that'll go up. But I guess we are trying to avoid a situation where we have to play two of these cheapies in our centre. So I think that's why I was leaning towards wing fullback. And at the moment, if Campbell plays, he comes in. If he's not playing, well, I don't know what we do. Maybe we could actually save a trade. We've used all our trades so far. Would have to play Strange and Burbo in the centres. Kiraz would come into the wing spot. But we'll just bring these guys into the starting lineup. I think it's not really the week to use a loophole. Like, I guess we could loop Hughes potentially, and bring Grant in if we really want Hughes to score, but I would doubt that. So it's probably just going to look something like that going into this week. Vice captain captaincy we'll probably talk more about later, but we might back Nico to bounce back this week is my initial thought, but we'll think about it. But yeah, there's the team as it stands. So as always, if you've got any thoughts or comments, feel free, or questions, feel free to add them below this video. If you enjoy the NRL fantasy content, remember to give the video a like. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.